And I'm here today to do the third in our series of Pilates on vibration platform. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Lifepro family and friends, or people that don't know about Lifepro and are curious about what things you can do on a vibration platform. I'm here in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I'll be using the Rumblex Pro 4D, which has a lot of different features. It oscillates, it laterally shifts, and it pulsates. So there's lots of kind of interesting settings you could do. And as I've said in many of the videos I've done in the past, go to a setting that works for you. I'll make some suggestions. If you're on a turbo or a mini wave or another one that just oscillates, it's perfect. That's great. The vibration platform can be used for Pilates as much as everything else that we do. So I want to welcome you so much. Please let me know where you're tuning in from if you are watching this live. I always love to see the familiar people that are tuning in. And if you're new to me, to Lifepro, to our lives, let me know. Give me a shout where you're at. And if you can have a platform, which one would it be? Or if you have a platform, what one are you using? I alternate between the Rumblex Pro 4D and my mini waver. I love them both for different reasons. I'm particularly liking this surface. It's a little bit bigger. I like the lateral feature because there's more instability for what I'm going to be doing. And it's got a little bit of a curve. So sometimes when I'm doing some Pilates work, I like that curve because we want the abdominal wall to press in and help us with our flexion. So let's talk a little bit about Pilates. It's a very controlled way of moving. And you put yourself on a platform and you kind of lose control. That's kind of cool because we kick into stabilizers and other muscles to get more results. This is the third of the series. I'll be doing one more next week. I think I'm going to be making it a standing series, but the last couple we've been on the floor, kneeling on the platform or sitting on the platform. So I hope they can get on the ground because you got to get down here to do it. These videos are all recorded and they're available on YouTube, as well as I think right now I did a count over. I've done over 80 videos. So there's lots of things to learn to do on platform and other of the amazing Lifepro recovery wellness products, the endurance products. A little bit about me. I've been an active Pilates practitioner for well over 20 years, as well as a yoga therapist and a regular good old-fashioned personal trainer. I work with an active aging population, and this has been one modality of training and exercise that I'm embracing more and more as I get older and as I work with older clients. I love therapeutic yoga, but I also love Pilates, and there's different reasons to do both. So today, we're going to be working side leg series. We're going to work a lot of hips. We're going to work back extension, and we're going to start working on planks a bit more for shoulder strength and stability. I'm going to teach you about 10 exercises. This is more of a training class rather than a complete workout, but let me tell you, this is still a workout because every time I teach a live, whether it's on the platform, and on Fridays I teach on the Horizon balance trainer, the next day I wake up going, wow, that was really effective. And I do Pilates and I work out every day. So if I'm feeling it, I'm sure you're going to be feeling it too. A couple guidelines. If you are new, first of all, I want to just encourage you to watch this video completely, or this live completely, because it is recorded. And then I'd like you to take it in little chunks. Listen to my instruction, practice it, and move on, okay? That way you're not picking your head up. You're doing really weird things with your head, trying to see me turn your head. You want it, and also have your electronic device in a way that helps you to have good alignment, because head and neck alignment are real important. The 5 Pilates principles. Breath work. We use a lot of diaphragmatic breathing. We don't chest breathe. We don't belly breathe. That's kind of more yoga. Head and neck placement, super important, and I talk about that no matter what modality of exercise I'm training you or anybody else on. Rib cage placement, we don't want to pop our ribs. We tend to do that when our lats are tight or our abs are weak. Scapula, which is shoulder blades, our shoulder movement that we have available to us tends to get limited as we get older and when we have poor posture, as well as other things, accidents and whatnot. And then pelvic placement, the way our pelvis can posterior and anteriorly tilt has a lot to do with abdominal and back strength, as well as tightness and stiffness. And Amber just got done doing a live on restless leg, which I wasn't able to catch, but I'm anxious to watch that as well. Debbie, Amber, and I are here to help you, to guide you, to make your time that you spend on any of the Lifepro products as beneficial, as helpful as possible for you. Because we don't spend a lot of time on these platforms, even though this sequencing might be 30 minutes of me training you. When you do these exercises, it may only take you 10 to 15 to 20 minutes, and that's all you need to do. Very effective. So let's see, without further ado, I just want to remind you that there are 2 other videos, and I strongly suggest if you haven't seen them, please check them out. I go to some real fundamentals on the first one about the 5 principles, and we break them down in movement. Last week I did a lot more real deep abdominal work doing a series of 5, and we did some leg pull, front and back preps, and we did some rotation. So today it's all about side legs, hips, the glute medius muscles, the glute maximus, your back extensors, and your shoulder stabilizers. So I'm going to tie up my hair so you can kind of see what's going on. And let's begin. Again, if you have any questions at any time, put them in the chat. I'll try to answer them if I can see. If not, I will definitely answer you later on after the live. I'm going to put my Rolex Pro 4D on. It's a 10 minutes is the default. And I'm going to go for lateral, okay? You can go into pulsation mode or oscillation. You can combine the couple if you want. And I'm not going to go super, super fast on this. I'm going to go to you can hear my voice shaking already. I'm going to go to about a 30 in speed. I'm going to do a couple quick little warm-ups. I'm not going to spend a lot of time explaining them because they're in the other videos. I have a pretty thick yoga pad on top of this because I want some support on my knees. And I'm going to start with coming onto my shins and onto my hands, axial rotation of the arm bones. And I'm going to try to keep my hips right over my knees and come into a table pose. You can keep your toes on or off the ground. You're going to breathe in, draw the belly in, and drop the head, look toward the navel, pushing the spine toward the sky. And then inhale, soften your shoulder blades in, and then let your eyes gaze forward. This is our cat-cow. The exhale flexes you. The inhale extends the spine. You lift the tailbone up, and I'm not lifting my chin. I'm lifting the crown of my head up, and I'm reaching my chest forward. Let's do 3 more. Exhale. And then inhale, pulling the armpits back, letting the belly drop. And then when I pull the belly in, I can round my spine. My tailbone's pointing down. My crown of my head's pointing down. And then I'm going to let my shoulders melt. My torso melts toward the platform. And here's your last one. Exhale. And inhale. Simple cat-cow. You're going to take your knees off. Let the knees go wide. Let's push back into a child's pose. It's also called shell stretch in Pilates world. Press the palms down, push forward, and release. We're going to go into a little bit of side rotation. So I'm going to straddle the platform. You can be straddled this way or that way. I think I'll straddle this way. And toes up. And I've got a lot of shadows from my window. Let me see if I can get rid of those. The sun sets on, there it is. The sun sets on this side of the house. So, well, I got rid of most of them. Okay, so we're going to have the legs wide. You're going to rotate, exhale, lift the ribs, and rotate to the other side. Our spine was designed to flex. to extend, to rotate, and side bend. So I'm doing a couple just simple little side rotations. My head is the last thing to go. It's belly, ribs, chest, shoulders, head, then eyes. But it goes very kinematically, one after the other. Now we'll just cross the legs. We're gonna do a side bend. Reach up, hand goes behind the head, lift, anchoring the opposite hip. Come back, airplane the arms out, and then other side. So I'm looking forward, elbow lifts up, anchoring my hip. I come back. I should see my thumbs in my peripheral vision. I don't want to have my arms back. Inhale, stretch up, bend to the side, anchor the right elbow's up, the right hip is pushing down. Come back, inhale, and lift, and side bend, exhale. One more time, boy, that's feeling super good on my spine. I'm gonna reach up, get the length, ribs out of the pelvis, hand goes behind the head to push the head back, and I've got a bend in the bottom arm. I don't wanna be in my shoulder. Come back out, arms wide, really reaching out, and then bend, stretch, and bend. Great. So just a quick little warm up. There's many more things we could do. We're going to dive into the side leg series. So there's a total of 10 exercises I'll be teaching you specifically, but the side leg series I have 5. So we're going to first, and you want this to be padded for a reason. You're going to come onto the side of your hip. I'm going to give you 2 options here. Let me move my, so you can see me a little bit more from the side here. And I'm out of that weird light or weird shadow. My elbow is under my shoulder. My hips are stacked and my legs are out. And I'm going to flex my feet so I'm nice and long. Now your head, you're going to have to work with this. I want to just kind of breathe the head long. If your neck starts bothering you, you look down. Or you can put your hand behind your head. Or last but not least, you can come down and rest here. I don't really like this one as much, but some people find it's comfortable. I don't like my elbow outside of my armpit. What else do I want to tell you? Oh, and you can also bring your knee forward if you want that. If that feels a little more stable for you, because it's hard to lay on the side of your hips. You'll want to roll forward and back. And that's the challenge. That's why I like it here. So you have this option and this one. Let's begin. I'm going to put my hand behind my head. Oh, by the way, you can also reach up. The ribs lift up. You're pressing into the armpit. You're nice and long. I'm working my obliques as well as my glute medius. So the first one is single leg lift. I'm going to have my heels to the other toes apart. I'm going to point. I'm lifting up only a little bit higher as my hip and flexing, squeeze the heels together. I'm going to do 8 reps. Inhale and exhale. Hand goes behind my head to lift it up. Exhale, pressing down into the ground. Lengthen, flex the foot, squeeze the thighs. And here's the breath. Inhale. Squeeze. 2 more. 1 more. Great. Now, I'm going to lift the top leg only a little bit till the bottom leg lifts, and then we'll lower down. Lift the top. Let the bottom thigh lift and lower down. These are a little bit harder. Lift, lift, lower. The breath is inhale, inhale, exhale. Lift, lift, lower. You got 4 more of these. I'm going to take a little stretch after this because this is a lot to be on your shoulder, especially if you're new. Keep reaching out, lift, lift, lower, right on that hip. In the beginning, this feels a little uncomfortable on the bottom hip. Last one, lift, lift. Good. You're going to hold on to the platform, come on up, and just take a quick little stretch, reaching the arm up. It's quick because we're coming back down. Reposition yourself again. You could be here or you could stack. Okay? So both legs are going to lift. So if I have my knee in front, you can't lift both legs. It's just the top leg. But here, the bottom leg lifts me up. And I'm holding on so I don't roll forward and back. Reach out. 5. You can Pilates V or point. 4. It's right in the hip, not the ribs. Other bottom ribs lifted. 3. Exhale. 2. And 1. Now the bottom leg stays active. I'm going to flex my foot, kick forward, and stretch back. I'm using my glutes. I don't want to roll forward. If you're rolling, you've gone too far. Put your hand here if you're unstable. So it's a kick, kick, point, and reach back. Open up the hip. Hamstring stretch, exhale, exhale. Inhale. Lengthen. This is a little more challenging when I don't hold on to the platform. Let's go for 3 more. Reach. Sweep it forward. Get the hamstring stretch. Last one. Kick, kick, and back. Let's go for a quick little stretch here. Come on up. Get some length. Get some relaxation into the neck and shoulders. Okay. We've got 1 more leg circles, forward and back. So realign. Again, your bottom leg can be forward or straight. I'm going for the little bit more harder, the more intense version. Long line. I'm going to lift that top leg. You can flex or point, Pilates B, whatever works for you. But I kind of like to turn out my top leg. It'll get me out of my hip. And we're going to circle 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I want to use that glute. Push back. 3, 2, 1, and reverse it. 8. It doesn't have to be big. 7. You can make it bigger if you want. 6. It takes a little more stability. 5. I'll go slow or smaller again. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on up and stretch it out. Now, before we do the other side, let's go ahead into our swan prep. There are 1, 2, 3 moves on this one. We'll go through and then we'll go to the other side. See how my time is. I've got just about a minute, so I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to put it back on, and I'm going to go for oscillation mode rather than lateral, okay? So I'm going to oscillate, all of you that have mini wavers and turbos and things like that. And I'm going to make the speed about 30. I'm in my blue zone. Now, you don't want to do this stuff on a full belly, by the way, okay? Very tricky when you lay on your stomach because you want to pull the belly in, but how do you do that when you're on your belly? You've got to think about pubic bone pushing into the platform. So I'm going to show you 3 parts of this. The lower part is the glutes. The upper part is the shoulder stabilizers and the back extensors. And then we're going to combine the 2 moves. So I'm on here. My hip bones are at the front of my platform, and just to make sure I'm in a good place, my elbows are bent, and I'm going to bring my heels together. So when I squeeze my heels together, my butt muscles are working. And who doesn't like a little booty action here, okay? Be aware of your head, especially if you're watching me. I don't want you to keep turning your head. I might turn my head. I'm checking my form to make sure I'm optimal. But you want to pull the chin in. And this is kind of prepping you for our push-ups, shoulder stabilization. So if you squeeze the heels and press the pubic bone down and the belly in, you're going to lift. It's not going to be big, but I'm lifting up. Hamstrings are working, glutes are working. So that's what you want to feel here. Now we're going to lengthen the legs out, point the toes out. You're going to lift and lower. And I'm using my breath here. Exhale, belly in. And lower. I'm pushing into the floor, lifting and lowering. I'm really sending energy out of all 10 toes as I lift and lower. I don't want you to kind of get lazy legs here. I want to make the butt muscles lift. And let's do 3 more. If you feel it in your low back, your abs are not bracing. You're not pulling in. 1 more. Lift it up and lower. Now, we're going to add on. My palms are down. I'm going to keep my legs active. You can even keep the glutes connected by connecting the heel. And I'm lifting my upper body. My shoulders are back. I'm going to bend my elbows. It's kind of like a tricep push-up, if you will. Palms down. I'm going to press up. And I'm putting a lot of extension, contraction in my lower back. And it should feel good because my glutes are engaged. Now, if you're feeling good with this, you can separate your legs and do the same thing, pressing. I'm not in my neck and shoulders. I'm pushing from under the armpits. Breathe. Take an inhale here. Exhale. Pull the belly in as you come down. Press. Inhale. And exhale. This one feels so good, guys. Inhale. Look at my chin. I'm pulling my chin in. The spine is long and down. Now, I'm going to combine those 2 moves. lower and upper. And the breathing is inhale, chest lifts. You lower down, the legs lift. It's called swan. And we're doing really more of a prep, okay? Now actually we're doing the full thing. I take that back. Those were the props. Okay, prepare belly in. You're gonna inhale, lengthen the crown of the head away from the shoulders. Exhale and lift. I got my hip bones pressing into the platform. My legs are off the platform. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Pull the elbows toward the platform. Reach the toes to the corners of the room. Let's go for 4. Rolling down my hip bones. 3, 2. One of my favorite exercises for back extension. And 1. Done. Push off. Take a child's pose. Push the navel back. Drop the head and let the arms shake out. Let the shoulders relax. Shake out your head. Okay, we've got another side. There's a question. Hello, what settings do you have machine on? As I mentioned, do what feels good. I've got this. I had lateral. Then for the Swan series, I have oscillation. I'm going back to lateral for the side legs, but you can say oscillating. And I'm about mid vibration. I'm not too crazy on this. I know we're talking more about, high vibration for different reasons. This one, there's a lot of instability going on, and I kind of want that. I'm trying to kick all my stabilizers in, so I hope that helped you. Okay, so I'm going back to lateral movement. Whoops. I love lateral movement. And my speed, I'm going mid-range, about 30-ish. Okay? And my hips come over. So ideally, I want your hips stacked, okay? My elbow is underneath and I'm pulling up my ribs. This is important. If you start dumping, you're going to be in your neck and shoulders. And I'm going to tell you, it's not going to feel good at all. You're going to strengthen your side body. You're working your oblique muscles, okay? Hand here. Actually, try lifting your arm up. See how it lifts me up more? It's a little less stable, so you might have to put a knee here when you do some of the work, okay? But over time, you're going to get more stable. And I'm rolling a little bit. It's okay. So let's go ahead with single leg. We're going to Pilates V. I like that because I'm using my pelvic floor. I'm going to point the toe and flex. I'm trying to get that glute medius to fire up. Inhale, exhale. You can always put your hand behind your head. Inhale, exhale. You want to really squeeze those thighs. Let's go for 4. I'm not lifting super high. If I lift higher, I'm going to dump, okay? I don't want my obliques in it. I want my obliques to stabilize. 3, press down to the ground as you pull the heel to the other heel. 1 more. Now for the next one, a little harder, you're going to lift the top leg, lift the bottom leg, and then lower. Lift, lift, lower. I'm going to do 6 of these. I said 8 in the beginning, but I'm going to do 6 because this is a lot. Good. 3 more. 2. You got to get those thighs. People use their feet. It's thighs. Watch. My thigh touches my other thigh. I didn't roll back. 1 more. Just to show you that. I'm going to go in slow motion. Oh, yeah. Now, bottom leg does the work. 6. Exhale. Push out 5. You can point your toes. 3, or flex your feet. 2. Did I count that right? I don't think I counted. I missed a few. So I'll do it. Okay, right in here. Right there. And release. Come on up. I'm such a terrible counter. There's a joke about Pilates teachers and counting. And I always tell my clients, you can even take a side stretch. You don't pay me to count. I'm too busy looking at other things to remember what number I'm on. So if you're a counter, please do count, because that way I know you're breathing. If you count out loud, 1, 2, 3. You have to breathe. Kind of tricky, huh? Okay, we've got the side leg swoops, and I'm going to show you this, okay? If you go too far back, you're going to dump. I need those hips stacked, okay? So hand behind the head, or you can hold onto the platform to keep you up. Push your fingertips down. You're going to flex the foot, heel, heel. That's a great hamstring stretch. and then squeeze the glute, open up the hip. Okay? Exhale, exhale, inhale. When I say exhale, exhale, I'm pulsing. And then sweep back, stretch back, fire the glute. We're going to need it. Exhale, exhale, inhale. Heel, heel, point the toes, sweep back. My bottom leg is active. Let's do a couple more. These feel good. We could do 8 of these because they feel good. We'll do 2 more. Keeping the ribs lifted. I just caught myself. Keep those ribs lifted. Great. Now, we won't take a break here. Let's stay here and go leg circles, okay? Turn your toes, your knee up. The femur bone's actually rotated. We're going to go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse it. Up and around. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. This is great for hip mobility, guys. 2 and 1. I actually have a torn labrum on this side, and I have no problem doing this with my hip, believe it or not. It's really actually, I think, helping my hip. Nice big stretch. Take a bend. Okay, we're moving on. We did side leg, single bottom both, leg sweeps and circles. We did the swan prep, meaning the lower, the upper, and the full swan. And now I'm going to do the plank. I'm going to do 2 things with planks. I was just telling my clients who's got some pretty severe tightness in his traps. There are forearm planks, and he just bought a platform. You know, to be on the forearms and just to be here in table pose, knees. I'm going to bring my knees back and the belly in. This might be where you guys start. But in this series, we're not going to be here. We're going to be on our hands. So I'll put my hands on the platform. I'm externally rotating my elbows, but my wrist still can come forward, okay? So think, open the jars, and then turn your hands back, okay? If it's too much on your wrists, you can always put the wrists on the edge of the blanket, and your fingertips could be on the platform because you want to press your fingertips. You have SI joint issues, would doing the program help strengthen? Oh, absolutely. This is a lot of hip strength. So I want to definitely recommend that you, and you know, you might want to just, again, go slow with all this stuff. Look at some of our other videos, but I have a lot of SI joint dysfunction, believe it or not. I don't like to talk about it too much, but I have it. And Pilates has saved my back and in more ways than one. So my fingertips are pressing down. I'm going to come into a plank. Shoulders, this is critical, guys. Shoulders over the wrists, okay? Not behind. You've got to kind of look like I'm in Arizona, right? It's like we look over the Grand Canyon. And then all my shoulder stabilizers work, not my traps. Okay, so from here, you're going to lift your knees and take one leg out and the other. Here's your plank position, okay? We're going to bring that right knee to the elbow, sweep it out, point, bring it back in, and we're going to extend the leg out. I'm going to do that, alternate, about 4 times. Knee in. I'm going to rotate my hips, extend out, bring it in, and then push out. Flex the foot, bring it down. Push the spine away from the platform. Knee in. I'm going to rotate, stretch the leg out. I might tap the floor, bring the knee back, and lift and down. In, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale, exhale. One more time. I'm glad I said 4. Knee comes up. I want you to feel the hip rotate on the extended femur. Now, extend the leg out. Bring it back in. Other side. Oh, I forgot to lift. Knee to the elbow. Rotate, extend. Bring it back. Push out, lift the leg, and come down to a child's pose. Now, that was 4 reps each side. It's a lot. Let's do 1. Maybe you start with just lifting up and down. okay? The plank, signature move of core strength, okay? You work every muscle in your body, and your shoulders, your abs, your glutes, your legs are going to benefit from it. Someone with SI instability, I would definitely recommend the bear, okay? The bear crawl, if you will. I'm just going to lift up and down. I'm sucking my femurs, my thigh bones in the hip socket, pulling the belly up, okay? So practice that to get this connection and the sacrum stable. Now, the last of our exercises is going to be called the Pilates push-up. Now, the Pilates push-up is not this kind of push-up. It's a tricep push-up. So when I say tricep, okay, I want to feel my elbows right at my ribs. They're not back. So that way I'm in my neck. Okay, see the difference here? Your elbows stop at your ribs and you press out and back. You might even do this on the wall to get the feeling. Okay, so if that's my press up, look what I have to do to make sure those elbows stay engaged. I'm going to slide my knees back for the prep, okay? My pelvis comes forward, and I'm going to bend my elbows. My head's coming over the platform, and I push up. You might only have a little baby bend to start. It's in the press up the work happens, okay? So I don't care how much you bend. As you get stronger, you'll bend more, and you're pressing into it. Practice like that. The full push-up, we're going to start with a roll down and to a plank, to a push-up, to a downward dog. It's a little process, okay? So standing up, I want to know that my hands are going to get to the platform. I might get out of my screen, but don't worry about it. Reach up. You're going to dive over your belly, and your knees can be soft, and your head drops. Find your fingertips on the platform. Shift forward so your shoulders are over your wrist. Take one foot back and then the other. Here's your plank. Pull the belly in. At this point, you can come on your knees. We're going to come down, 2, 3, press up. Down, 2, 3, press up. One more. Down, 2, 3, press up. I'm going to walk my feet forward slightly. I'm going to push back. Hips to the sky, head hangs. It's a downward facing dog. Breathe in. I'm going to tippy toe my feet toward the platform about a foot away. And I'm going to lift up, inhale. Long spine, sits bones to the sky. I'm going to bend my knees a little bit. Exhale. I'm going to roll up bone by bone. Tucking my tailbone, pulling my belly in. Shoulders over the hips, ears over the shoulders. And I am done. So I hope you enjoyed that workout. Whew, I'm going to shut my machine off. That was a lot of good, strong shoulder work, tricep work, ab work, glute work, hip work. We hit it all. Feel free again to ask any questions, any concerns. If there's something you're looking to learn more about, let us know. Between Amber and Debbie and I, we can help all of you. Our goal, our desire is to help you feel and look your best from the inside out. There'll be one more video next week. This is recorded. Catch me on Friday. I'm going to be repeating this series, kind of similar, except I'm going to be on the horizon balance ball, which is going to be a little more challenging. It's going to be fun. Promise you, it's kind of fun when you're on that device. But you still can do all these exercises on the floor. They're mat Pilates exercises. So if you don't have a platform yet, go ahead on the floor. You might even want to practice them first on the floor and then come to your platform. That might be an idea. Less is more when we talk about Pilates. You know, sometimes I did 4 reps, sometimes I did 6, sometimes I did 8, but I certainly don't do a ton. When I start losing my form, I lose my head and neck placement, I lose my shoulder stability, I lose my rib cage placement, my pelvic placement, or the breath. I'm fatigued out. I don't work through fatigue or to fatigue. I work up to fatigue. And then I move on. That's kind of the whole idea. We want control of our limbs, not muscling it through. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this series today. Check out the first series. I did a cat-cow, a hip roll, ab preps, breaststroke preps, shell stretch, the hundreds, half rollbacks, spine truss, and side bends. That was our first one. The second series was series of 5. This big time rectus abdominis work. We did single leg stretch, double leg stretch, single leg pull, double leg lower lift, and crisscross. That's the series of 5. It's a famous Pilates series. I also did the leg pull front and saw and leg pull back preps and mermaid. So I'm giving you lots of exercises. By next week, you'll have at least 40 different Pilates exercises you can do on your platform. So again, thank you so much for joining me today. Roseann Zaft. The name of my company is Live Fit, LIVFITT. You can find more of my videos on YouTube. Check out my website. Check out more of our videos on YouTube under Lifepro, because we've got plenty. Yoga, strength training, Swift Dash, Velo Cycle. We have it all. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.